You wake up, it's 2050. What do you Google first? My bank details. Interest $$$$$. Too bad interest doesn't beat inflation. Also hard to accrue much on $0. 00. Try $22. 00. How much longer until the Winds of Winter release date is announced? Sometime after Patrick Rothfuss announces the release date to Kingkiller Chronicles Book 3. I just assumed he gave up on it. Did he not? No, definitely not. People actually expect it to be released this year or next year, and Martin is still claiming he intends to finish the following book, which is the last one in the series. I vaguely keep track of Martin. There's next to no chance the old fart finishes both of the remaining books, unless he's secretly planning to release both at the same time and is actually almost done. Definitely not actually true. I honestly forgot about Kingkiller until this post, even though I loved the first two. Mars Colony. In the late 2010s and early 2020s, several private companies and governments briefly considered sending humans to Mars. It turned out nobody wanted to spend 2 years on a cramped spacecraft pooping in a bag, just to die on a rock without internet access. You'd have internet access. Your ping would just be 360,000 ms to 2,700,000 ms. So just what playing Apex is like now. Ducks, so it's not just me? My name. Got to find out if there was a major disturbance over my disappearance, or if nobody actually noticed. No results. Same as today. Same as it ever was. Is Putin still the president of Russia? OHH man. He will never stop P.S. in Russian. I think so. Putin also has the power to live eternally, just like Queen Elizabeth. Good conspiracy theory. Our immortal reptilian overlords are having a civil war. Turns on incognito mode. I'd just go back to sleep, mate. Mood. I'm reading this from bed. Same. This is the third time today I just laid in bed. I've been in bed all day long. Plot twist: Google doesn't exist anymore. Bing takes over after people use it jokingly on April Fools. But never stop. 2050 won't be that advanced then. But there sure will be widespread access to high quality porn. 30 years and nothing changes then. Great. If I don't have RoboWafers in 2050 to sleep with in place of my waifu pillows, then I don't wanna live on this planet in 2050. Best things to Google in 2050. The number one thing to Google in 2050 is Tabawian. You're taken aback, wondering if the entire world knows about you. Knows that you don't belong. The pressure mounts, and you want to hide away in a burrow and wait for your strange fame to die down. But everything is connected to cameras in 2050. You're being watched from 4,000 directions at once, burning under all the eyes like an ant under a magnifying glass. You wonder if you shouldn't just get it over with and end your own life. Seems easier than having the entire world staring at you 24/7. Then you begin to worry that the search result is AI selected specifically to drive you to such a conclusion. And maybe all the searches are by people who want to watch videos of you ending it before you even chose to do so. Could an AI be so intelligent that it selected a search result that becomes a perfect self-fulfilling prophecy? It's about this time you learn that in 2050. Tabawian is a VR full immersion experiential website that sells lots and lots of hentai with full haptics and goo splash effects with your home 4D nozzle. You spend the next 3 weeks browsing their content, but in subspace, it feels like 3 years. The search result is AI selected specifically to drive you to such a conclusion. And maybe all the searches are by people who want to watch videos of you ending it before you even chose to do so. Could an AI be so intelligent that it selected a search result that becomes a perfect self-fulfilling prophecy? I too am stoked for this season of /r/Westworld. Is Elizabeth II still alive? No. She held on until her son, Charles, passed away so he would never be king. Who knew spite alone could keep you alive? Larry David, in season 10 of Curb. Just introduced my dad to this after knowing Seinfeld was his favorite show. Has been binging the entire series. I've never seen a grown man laugh so hard. He could provide the laugh track on his own for the show. I wanna see if I can catch up with the times through memes alone. And everybody will call you. Insert replacement for boomer meme. Alright Zoomer. I would Google what the hell happened. What happened? That would be ducking fun. I'd finally have a reason to go outside. Until you realize it's summer and climate change hasn't been stopped. So it's like 55°C. It was like 40°C in the shadow last summer. So probably more. 40°C equals 104°F. Holy duck, what's 120°F to C? I feel sorry for the people of Arizona. I thought their heat was lighter than us, but no. When did Betty White pass away? Betty White, 1856, present. God bless that woman. Tom Brady's current team. He went back to the Patriots in 2021 and has won 10 more Super Bowls. Bill's son is now head coach. Further results show he would have won 4 more, but Ellie kept coming out of retirement to do his sworn duty for the Giants. Ellie, donning his oversized helmet on his oversized head. I'm getting too old for this shit. Latest lockdown restrictions and links to 8G. Hopefully it will be more like a utopia, not a dystopia. I like your optimism. Has Yandeer Simulator's development been completed yet? Nope. But I have good news. Asana's development is 97% complete as of the 1st of January 2050, up from 96% 1 year ago on the 1st of January 2049. 2052, I've made the hard decision to switch engines. Wouldn't that be funny? Half-Life 3 trailer when? Half-Life Alyx is out. It's a prequel to Half-Life 2. But still, this is first game from Valve in a long time. The ending of HL Alyx also pretty much leads to HL3. Every game they make from now on will be a sidequel like the old Blue Shift / Opposing Force games. And will also lead up to HL3. Half-Life, Barney, Half-Life, Cleaner, Half-Life, Llama, Half-Life, Jeff. Is Amazon still out of toilet paper? The Amazon was completely cleared out, along with the redwood forests of North America, in order to try and keep up with demand. Unfortunately, even this was not enough. Now trees are seen as a luxury property and only those of the highest class may have one in their backyard. Apostrophe. Coronavirus pandemic 2020. Did you mean SARS-CoV-3, COVID-21? That is grim. World's largest economies. See how the world's financial power has moved. Who has gotten bigger and who has fallen by the wayside. Due to a surprise discovery of vast mineral deposits of rhodium and osmium found in 2024 in the Kingdom of Eswatini, formerly Swaziland. Combined with the careful management and investment by their king, Mswati IV, the kingdom now controls roughly 27% of the world's economy. Through careful diversification, the kingdom gained control of a large percentage of the African mining industry. With an eye to expansion and a desire to vertically integrate, they created the first hover shipping fleet in 2037. This fleet is now responsible for the handling of 1.37 billion tons of containers in hoverports worldwide. By 2046, the Swazini Alilangini was recognized as the reserve currency of choice by 127 national reserve banks, as well as making up 43% of the assets used to back the International Monetary Fund's special drawing rights. But 2046 was not a year without turmoil, as the hoverport of Hong Kong was thought to be under threat of Chinese nationalization following the sunsetting of the 50-year-long autonomy granted to the region. With this in mind, top-secret research had begun many decades earlier in collaboration with SpaceX subsidiary, DimensionX, and Boston Dynamics. This improbable scheme was devised to explore and locate Deng Xiaoping from the multiverse, and bring him to our timeline, to do battle with Robo Xi Jinping, supported by an army of slaughterpits. While the reactions of the international community were understandably those of concern, the UN Security Council stopped short of outright condemnation. Perhaps fortunately, due to the vast majority of the mainland Chinese population being temporarily kept in stasis due to COVID-43, the current Chinese civil war, while ongoing, has proven to be the least deadly in the region's long and illustrious history of civil wars. Meanwhile, this has allowed King Mzwati IV to gain de facto control over the machinery of governance in Hong Kong, protecting his ever-growing global dominance. Google. Some things never change. How many countries are left in the world? Only one, and the only survivors are the Reddit admins. Humanity is doomed as the number of living humans dwindle to nothing because all mods are gay. Price of Bitcoin. Showing results for Dogecoin. No Game No Life Season 2. We all are waiting. Who is President of Russia and who is current ruler of the UK? Need to know if Putin and Queen Elizabeth are keeping their power. Putin has clones. Queen Elizabeth has the Infinity Stone. Which Infinity Stone? The Infinity Stone, but also probably the Soul Stone or something, but more importantly the Infinity Stone. She sacrificed Charles. Betty White's cause of death. Maybe Danny DeVitis too. Betty White celebrates her 148th birthday after finishing first in a triathlon. Same thing I Google every morning. Ricardo Millis. You know what they say. It's not gay if it's Ricardo. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.